about the influence of Hollywood on Hong Kong at this period of time? Because it seemed like was it already a lot of influence, or was this movie one of the first times where Hollywood or the Western economy or Hong Kong?
Because we are working on a movie with a heavy load of special effect. And then we want to get people who have experience in that. So meaning people who work in the optical printer, people who work with this sound effect designing. So we want to have them around, see what can we do with them. So Julian is the sound editor who came over very early in the production, not at the end. It became almost like the middle of the production, and he started doing this sound for the movie. And I think for me, it's quite innovative, that moment. I felt like suddenly, okay, this is a thing that I think we definitely have to develop from that point on to do something, more interesting in the future.
For something like Star Wars, was that actually known? Was that actually known?
Yes, it's all over the place in Hong Kong.
Another question? Someone in the back? Anyone? No? Okay, right over there.
What's more important to you, finding a new story to tell or a new way to tell a story?
New storytell or new way to tell a story. What's the difference?
Well, a lot of your films employ new technology, new camera techniques, new effects, like you're about to release a 3D movie, the Dragon Inn remake. And I guess my question is, are you more interested in finding a new narrative or a new way to make movies?
Okay. I think I can answer that in 3 ways. Okay. The first way, I think we're always looking for something new in ourselves. I think filmmaker is always trying to do something about themselves. They're feeling towards the world, they're feeling towards their life, to feel the feeling, the value they have, something they get from living in their time. So this thing is always, you finish one film, you suddenly realize that something missing in yourself that you want to express in the next project. This is a thing that we're all looking for. Somebody asked me when you're going to finish, would be a possibility of one day that you will have nothing to shoot in your movie. I said yes, if someday I find nothing in myself that I feel missing, then I probably have nothing to shoot anymore. But I think in living in our life, we always want to look for something. That look for something is the part where we want to feel it in our story, in the movie. The second way to answer that question is, I think we are getting more demanding according to our experience with media. Like movie, according to the history of movie, we feel like the movie is getting more and more realistic and get close to our life. Even it's a fantastic, surreal story, yet the visual is getting more convincing and more realistic in a way that you feel like it's real happening in your eyes. So technically, or narrative way, you feel like you are looking for a more demanding method, a more demanding way to make the story more powerful and more realistic and memorable. This is the thing we always try to get. Like, for example, you make a movie, at the end of the day, you feel like, oh, this is not, you do not do this good enough. And you're waiting for the moment later in the future project, to execute this thing in a better way, right? And the third way I answer that question is, you see, if you do something constantly throughout your life, you always look for something very exciting for you to do. I imagine if I'm a cook, right? If I cook certain cuisine for 50 years, I would look for something interesting to cook, to try out. You see, it's not for anybody, it's just for the cook himself. To excite him, in order to keep him in the business, in order to keep him in the career.
So one more question. I see someone in the middle over there.
大人有呢啲電影咧，以前都好多講歷史故事，譬如話辛亥革命啦。咁今其實辛亥革命100週年啦，咁有冇興趣拍呢方面嘅題材？或者係拍一啲 100th anniversary of the Chinese Revolution. Just wondering if Tsui Hark has any interest on working with film content and also any interest in making stories about the railway workers who came to the United States 100 years ago.
You see, whenever we have moments such like 100-year anniversary of something, I'm always bothered by the idea of everybody's making movie of the story, the same story. Like this is 100-year anniversary of the revolution in China. So that's why this year we have a lot of scriptwriters writing about this topic and make a movie of this topic. So when we go to the theater, we find out actually we have so many movies about this topic, we try to avoid it. So this is like the effect opposite to what we want. And I think the most important thing is I think we shoot the movie and make the movie according to what we feel. The strongest motive is when you get very strong energy to express your feeling and create a sensation for the audience. That's the moment you make the movie. Instead of, there's a topic like 100-year anniversary of everybody doing one version of himself. That is, for me, that's not something that would drive me to in business. And second thing, the second question about Asian American history, I am very interested in doing one because a long time ago I did have a script for Asian American history, but then as time moved on, the project keeping on the shelf for a while. But I'm very interested in doing one.
All right, that's all we have time for.